What is going on YouTube? Steven, the Salon Guy here, and in today's video, we're going to be making over this mannequin, and I'm going to be doing a modern sweep. All right, now before we cut this, let me just put this mannequin right here. Before we get into the cutting and all that, I just want to kind of show you guys a few things in regards to this sweeping haircut. I just want to do this because I know I'm going to get 8 million questions of people asking, oh, how do you get this haircut? Because you may like it this long, and I've actually done haircuts on this. I mean, this was a video of mine already. So if you just type in like sweeping haircut, the Salon Guy or something on YouTube, you'll come across this tutorial. But for anyone who is interested in having this type of look before we cut this, the key to this is having the length, right? This is a bit long in my opinion, but having the length a certain area, but it's still gotta be long enough that when it's brushed over, it does actually sweep. If this is cut too short, meaning if this is cut to about like right here, it's gonna have a different type of sweep, obviously. It's not gonna have as much of a flow, the shorter. So you have to be careful that if you're looking for this look, you don't get this butchered or else it's not gonna look right. Also, layers. It has to be properly layered, meaning that it can't just be a big bowl cut like this. You have to have some layers in here to create some movement so that the hair will go over and stay over. So what are we doing today in this haircut? Well, what I want to do is I do want to take this a bit shorter in through this area. But what we're going to do is we're going to actually work into this kind of triangle shape right in through here to make sure it goes a bit longer. But what we're going to do is taper this all down into the sides. So we're going to recreate kind of like a reverse effect. We're going to go much shorter in through here, and then this will be the longest point. So it's going to be something modern. Definitely, we're going to keep the sweep, but with a new twist on it. So let's get started. All right, so here is the semi-finished result, and I just want to go over a few things with you guys. First of all, the shape of this. If you look and you see, I mean, we completely transformed this where we reverse engineered the haircut, where it was shorter, it was like a mushroom cut. So we actually blended this all in and really followed it into a whole new shape, which I mentioned I was going to do, all right, which is leaving that kind of sweeping motion, that triangle section in the front here, which is the longest point. But also you can see why I left this in through here longer, which I'm going to kind of just shape up in a second, so we can actually have that sweep. All right, because if we cut this off, then it would just become, it wouldn't have that sweep into the corners into here, which somebody may want. right? So here we go. You can brush this right over. It's the perfect length. What I want to do now is go in and do some detail work. So I'm going to take my thinning shears and just kind of soften up a few areas to give it a little more movement and so it's not so heavy. So really how I executed this haircut was, I looked at the back part first, where we had the existing kind of mushroom, and then I said I need to blend that all in somehow to make it work into this shape into here. And what I did is I basically used a number 2 guard, went up to about a certain area, and then matched it in through here because I wanted it to have a balanced shape. I didn't want this to be long and this to be really short through here. I wanted to get away from that mushroom type of look, which is why I cut it that way. Now also keep in mind, guys, on mannequin heads, like these in particular, a lot of times the stitching in through here, this isn't a line from the haircut, it's the stitching. Sometimes it's a darker part and there's nothing you can do about it. So, if anyone's commenting saying, oh, I see these lines, and it's, I can promise you it's from the stitching, you know what I mean? And it happens very, very often with these mannequins. So what I'm doing now is I'm actually going in and removing and softening a lot of that weight going in through the sides and through here. So it has a much more seamless blend and it's not such a heavy clump of hair, as you can see right in through here, As long as you have the hair flowing in a very, very soft way, and that's why I love this haircut. And this could be worn on a female as well. I actually learned this haircut many, many years ago at Vidal Sassoon in London, which was done on a female. But what this taught me was the technique. It taught me the technique of how to go very, very extreme, short to long, okay? So now let's look at this area right through here. And any part that I'm going to see that's a bit heavy, I'm just going to remove the weight. This could, I would say if you have very, very fine, thin hair, I wouldn't suggest removing all this bulk. But this is really ideal for somebody who's got, a lot of hair and who can afford to sacrifice some of the thickness. So what I did in through here is I blended everything by hand and worked this in to where it's about, I'd say 2.5 to 3 inches, 4 inches or so. And the very, very front is probably a good, I'd say, 4 to 5 inches at least, okay? Nothing really more than that. This is the crucial part of any haircut like this that's a bit more on the edgier side, is that you have to make sure that you're really clear on what you want the focal point to be. All right, so again, I mentioned before we wanted to make this a sweeping kind of haircut, something modern. So the main focal point is going to be the front, which is this. But what else is interesting is how this all works into it. It's got a really, really nice shape, and you can actually wear it in a variety of different ways. For something like this, I would suggest, keeping it very, very natural. I just basically used my Fleek Spray, which was this right here. It adds, shine, conditions your hair, makes it feel really, really soft. It's like an instant kind of repair spray, especially if your hair's a bit on the drier side, right? And then you could also leave it natural and just blow dry it. With the blow dry, as you saw, with this type of look, you want to blow everything forward. The wrap technique, which I've been doing for forever in my tutorials, it just kind of brushes the hair down so it's a bit flatter and smoother to the head. And then now it's basically really how you want to style it. You can wear this back, believe it or not, if you want to put a product in it. You can easily spike this up. You can kind of have it going off your face like this. You can create some, really crazy kind of texture, and so it's almost like a extreme type of sweep. I don't want to put anything in it. I want to kind of leave it like this. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much the tutorial, and I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below if this is a haircut you want to get, if this is a haircut you're going to actually do on somebody, if you're a stylist, a client, whatever. I'd love to know. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time for more videos with the Salon Guy.